Hey guys, it's Crystal here from clearingthechaos.com. Here feeling a little blah. Okay, so here's the thing. We have about 63 teachers on staff, and we have had to inform 20 of them that their contracts will be terminated at the end of this academic year, which leads me to two things that I want to mention today in this video. One is appropriate subject qualifications. And what that means is KHDA requires that if you are teaching in U.S. curriculum schools in Dubai, that you have a degree in education, and that could be your bachelor's, master's, or you have a degree in the subject area in which you want to teach. Now, I have seen numerous posts of people saying, oh, you don't need that. It doesn't matter. It worked for me. I got a job in teaching and my degree is in pharmaceutical sales. And when they come to do their compliance and the schools are asked for their teachers' list along with their qualifications, you are going to come up. And so you want to make sure that you have the proper credentials in order to secure your position and keep it for as long as possible. And at the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. It was extremely heartbreaking to tell my colleagues goodbye. Some of them who have been at this school for the last 10, 11, 14 years. But because they did not have the credentials, we had to say goodbye. Like many other schools in Dubai right now, we are all trying to move from acceptable to good as far as our rating. And this is one of the factors, is the teaching and learning. That is one of the standards that are covered under the framework. And so the school has to make a choice. They're either going to get in line with what the framework says, or they're not going to move to the good. And the good is required. If you want to enroll Emirati students in your school, you have to have a rating of at least a good. And this has been something that has been said since 2014, and I don't know if schools have been taking it as seriously as it needed to be taken. But this year was definitely a wake-up call, and I think a lot of us got a kick in the butt to say, hey, you need to do it. And it's not just the administrators at the school, it's also the owners and the governing boards and people who make those types of decisions. So that left me feeling a little sad for my colleagues. It's very late in the hiring season, and so I was wondering, okay, what's next for them? But it also led me to think about one other thing, and that's job security. And I have been asked this question. I have seen this question posted in groups. And it is, how secure are jobs here in Dubai? And this is what I will tell you. There are no unions, there is no tenure, there is no seniority. You have a legally binding contract, and in your contract, if you review it closely, there is a termination clause. This will tell you why your employer can get rid of you or why you can decide to leave. And employers will use that clause. They will pay you out and send you on your way if you are not meeting their needs, if their enrollment changes, if they're trying to cut budgets. All of these things. Schools are for profit here. For the most part, most of us teach in the private sector. And it's about, at the end of the day, it's about dollars. So there is no security. So you want to make sure that when you secure your position, that you can keep it for as long as possible by having the appropriate credentials. And then two, by doing a great job. Do what you do and do it very well, because that is going to end up also sometimes being a deciding factor as to whether or not, we're going to ask this teacher or this teacher to leave because we have to cut one of them for the budget. And you want to make sure that, hey, you know your stuff, you have great rapport with kids, you have good to outstanding lesson observations. You want to make sure that you are a star and that you are a standout. And if they think about getting rid of anybody, it will not be you. So keep those two things in mind. have the proper credentials, and have a backup plan. Make sure you're doing the absolute best you can do. Remember what your why is, why you're coming to Dubai to teach. And anything that does not align with your why, you just kick it to the curb. You don't stress yourself out about those kinds of things, because at the end of the day, they do not align with why you are here. So I hope this little tidbit of information is helpful to you. If you have any questions about the process, about securing a position, just make sure you ask. There's always someone here to answer. So I want to say thank you for your time and your attention. I'll chat with you later. I'm going to go and feel a little sad and say a little prayer for my colleagues, because I really want them to be okay. Chat later. Bye.